We were slaves of Egypt. We belong to the Father, ain't no pledge of allegiance. Both to celebrate that killing that he did in Egypt. Both to keep the holy days, don't be like the Egypt. He said that for a reason. We in Babylon, coming back without a won't ever long. You think you gon' keep burning people, he ain't having all. Oh, praise y'all, you amazing y'all. That's why I'm thinking y'all. So die y'all. I got this fire in my lungs, y'all. I keep waking up your people, you the light up. We keep the laws and the commandments, you provide us. Then we gon' rise up. Keep put curses on the people, we ain't no. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. Can't forget your brother, you gon' let it blow. They don't wanna raise a child, you rather think you in them trenches. Why you think you in them beers? Why you think you see them dealers? Why you think you see them kids? Why you trying to stay alive? Why you keep that on the side? Why you think they about to ride? Why you think you about to die? Why nobody asks why? We too busy looking for lies. Turn that television off, watch what you put in your eye. Let them lie, need to let go of your eyes.
Right. Creflo Dollar. 10. Hey, else. Come on.
You ain't no nigga, you a king. Kept us lost for many years. We don't cry many tears. Waking up about what it is. And they know about who we is. And they know about what they did. And you say you love the Father when you killing all these kids. Y'all gon' pay by what y'all did. They knew that one day we'll ride. Nigga, this ain't no surprise. I'm a shit, I coming back. Cause you gon' live or you gon' die. Repent before we crack the sky. All this pain that we going through. I said 14 and 1 is what he gon' do. He made a promise to our fathers that he going to. We keep the laws and the commandments that we can't lose. We waking up about to sleep, just know we can't snooze. We waking up the lost sheep, this ain't no fake news. Be glad for me, cause I could be the light up in the room. Don't be mad at me, cause I can mix it up and make it boom. Should be glad for me, cause I could be the light up in the room. Don't be mad at me, cause I can mix it up and make it boom. They know America's doomed. Man, somebody get the broom. Babylon right in the room. They got plenty room for coon. Waking up to sleep, nigga, this is prophecy. Coming back to who we are. I don't see how you don't see.
I don't see how you don't see. We are the ones that Malcolm tell you gonna stand up in the last days. Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble servant and host for tonight. I am Kayel in the building. I got my butter pecan, Miss Artist 28. They are getting ready for bed. And I got my young and Bella son also in the bed, getting ready for school tomorrow. So we are solo dolo in the temple tonight, so to speak. I see my brothers in the building at on. All praises, all praises. This is a late night. I had a lot of work today, so all praises to the Most High. But we're gonna get into this, cultural appropriation tonight, and it is dealing with change. Change is not easy for any of us. Like Pac started on this song, "I Ain't Mad at You," right? But change is necessary. Right now, we are in a place where everyone wants change to be associated with fear. That's not how the Most High intended change to be for us. The Most High wanted us to understand that life is about change. Yes, planting seeds and having a family and so forth, that brings change. your children and their personalities, their ways, what you do to support them. Life is about change. It is not about staying the same. Unfortunately, as I said, fear rules the concept of change. We're going to deal with it from the Most High's perspective tonight. Understanding how to deal with this change, because we have a lot of change happening right now. It's internationally, it's nationally, it's locally, and sometimes intimately, meaning your family. I'm at the age of 50 where most of my friends, our parents, are getting to that age. They're getting to that age where either they're getting sick or they're passing away. At this age, my friends and I in my era are dealing with the change of becoming the leaders of their family, where the grandparents are gone, or if they are still alive, they're not in a lead role in the family. That's a major change. People going through divorce. We have the highest divorce rate in the world right now. And they say it's due to economics, right? We are in the richest nation in the world. That shouldn't be the catalyst for our divorce rate. But that brings change. Children have to deal with that change. These are intimate changes that we are dealing with, even though we have local changes happening, national and international major changes happening. How do we deal with all of this change? How do we recognize good change from bad change? Is there such a thing as bad change? Let's deal with it tonight. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 through 14. And it reads, I am the man who has known affliction under the rod of his wrath. Me, he drove on and on in unrelieved darkness, in unleavened darkness. No one but me he brings down his hand again and again without cause. Verse 4. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong thing. I thought that was my Ecclesiastes chapter 3. That was Lamentations. But just to bring that out, this is kind of, as I read this wrong. I see Scott's in the building. This Lamentations chapter 3. He's talking about the afflictions of the world and the change, and he's thinking that all this is directly to him. And a lot of times when we are dealing with change, we think nobody else is dealing with what we're dealing with. No one else has it as bad as I do. No one is understanding the change that I'm going through. And many times we say the Most High or the devil is focusing on me. You know what I'm saying? That I'm going through it more than anybody else. Well, let's go to this Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. A season is set for everything. This first line, I think we really miss. It says a season is set for everything. When you're oppressed, you can't look at the seasons. You just feel like everything is being piled on top. You're just trying to tread water. You're just trying to make the ends meet this week, not realizing that you have a prosperity and a lean. It may feel like it's lean all the time, but it's not. What we do in our fat and what we do in our lean, if you're not recognizing those times, then you're really not capitalizing on it, on the seasons. That's how the Most High works. It says a season is set for everything, a time for every experience under the heavens, a time for being born and a time for dying, a time for planting and a time for uprooting the planted, a time for slaying and a time for healing, a time for tearing down and a time for building up. All of this is change. A time for weeping and a time for laughing, a time for wailing and a time for dancing, a time for throwing stones and a time for gathering stones, a time for embracing and a time for shunning embrace, a time for seeking and a time for losing, a time for keeping and a time for discarding, a time for reaping and a time for sowing, a time for silence and a time for speaking. All this is change. Verse 8, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, a time for loving and a time for hating, a time for war and a time for peace. What value then can the man of affairs get from what he earns? Again, verse 9, as he explains, everything has a time that if you are so barakah or blessed by the Most High, it says that you get a time under the sun to experience all these things, from weeping to laughing, from embracing to shunning embrace. Then it comes at 9 and says, what value then can the man of affairs get from what he earns? I have observed the business that Most High gave man to be concerned with. So what's the business that we are to be concerned with if it's not change? If the Most High is telling us in Ecclesiastes that you can bet your bottom dollar on change, but I don't want you to focus on the change. This in Ecclesiastes, he's saying, even though all these things have happened, so what is it for a man? If a man can't save enough to stop himself from going through pain, if a man can't always embrace and show love to get love, then how can a man gauge himself? How can a man plant? How can a man make decisions? That's what he's saying. What value then can the man of affairs get from what he earns? I have observed the business that the Most High gave man to be concerned with. Verse 11, he brings everything to pass precisely at its time. So your change is precisely at the time the Most High wants to bring change to your life. Is that an easy thing to understand or even accept? Even if you understand it and you see it happening before you, can you accept it for the beauty of it, for the Most High bringing it from the loss of loved ones to the loss of marriage to the loss of a child to the loss of a home, the loss of a job, the loss of a way of life? Sometimes change can feel so directed at you that the cloud is like lioness is right over your house. You can't seem to get peace. But instead of looking at it as a season or looking at it as what am I supposed to learn in this, or is this a signal for change? Even though it may be rough to make the change to go up this mountain, but if this is the signal that the Most High has given me in this change, then that means that I must have his okay on it, his green light. Even though it looks rough, even though the terrain is rocky as hell, it's his green light for this change. He says, he brings everything to pass precisely at its time. He also puts eternity in their mind. But without man ever guessing from first to last all the things that the Most High brings to pass, thus I realize that the only worthwhile thing there is for them is to enjoy themselves and to do what is good in their lifetime. He's saying that no matter what the change, be it good or bad, to enjoy the breath of life that you have, to enjoy the fact that you're living and that this is just a season. It's not the end of your life. It may be the end of a chapter. It's not the end of your life. The Most High puts eternity into their minds. Like, this is momentary. This change may be rough. It may be very, very uncomfortable. It may be ripping your heart apart. But know that the Most High is there. The change is for a reason, and embracing it in the manner of understanding it's his hand. It makes it much easier. It makes the change much more enjoyable to know that I got to get enjoyment no matter what, no matter how bad things are. I'm going to get enjoyment in this life. I'm going to look for the silver lining. I'm going to, no matter what, how dark the cloud is, I'm going to see that silver lining. This says 13, also that whatever a man does, eat and drink and get enjoyment out of all his wealth, is a gift from the Most High. Verse 14, I realize too that whatever the Most High has brought to pass will recur evermore. This is the most important, almost most important line in this chapter. It leads to nothing is new under the sun. How the Most High destroys nations, he does it the same way. The way he destroys man, does it the same way. The way he uplifts man, the way he lifts a nation, it's a reoccurring thing. This is what he does. You can see his fingerprints on it. Knowing that the Most High is still in this game with us and bringing about this, but giving us the opportunity because we are given the gift of free will, not just our wealth, the gift of free will that every man has. That's why we play out when we're in this world of evil, because man has chosen evil. In your change, I pray that you don't choose evil. I pray you don't choose your lesser self, that you walk the Most High's road. I'm not going to say the high road where you let everything happen to you. No, you stand where the Most High tell you to stand, and where the Most High tell you to sit. You be humble. Let's go to Deuteronomy 31, verse 6. In the midst of change, this is how we deal with change. Understanding that this has been done before. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6. And it reads, be strong and resolute. Be not in fear or in dread of them. For the Most High, your Creator himself, marches with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. So as these things are reoccurring, as drama seems to be in a cycle in our life, we have the gift of choice to change those cycles, to see that the Most High is saying this is a cycle. Son, my daughter, Koti, my young Ak, get yourself out of the cycle, or this is how to break the cycle. The Most High does not have an intent for us to follow in the same cycle. When the Most High says things reoccur, it is how he brings about his prophecies, how he brings about change. Cycles are to be broken that are not good cycles of the Most High. It's not his feast days, right? So Deuteronomy 31, 6. Again, it is Be strong and resolute. Be not in fear or in dread of them, anyone. For the Most High, your Creator himself marches with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Let's go to Lamentations 3. Now we're going to Lamentations. Lamentations 3, verse 21 through 23. And it reads, but this do I call to mind, therefore I have hope. The kindness of the Most High has not ended. His mercies are not spent. They are renewed every morning. Ample is your grace. So we all gonna have bad days. Yeah, these changes are not gonna always feel good. But as it says here, the mercies that the Most High has for us are never ending. Every day is a new day. It's a new attitude. Getting rest, letting your spirit abide with the Most High is a real thing. A lot of people try to really live off of 4 hours and 6 hours of sleep. I know I was one of them. But there's a thing to be said for your thought process when you get the proper amount of sleep. The less amount of sleep, you find yourself in a routine and a pattern, and you have enough to sustain yourself for the pattern that you have in place, but you are not thinking, you are not seeing the cycles, you are not breaking, you are repetitively doing something with spent energy. The Most High renews through our rest. That's why he made the fourth commandment a thing of rest, the Sabbath. So the Most High renews every day. So no matter how bad today was, no matter how, the Most High has a new day for you. He has salvation. He has joy. Even in the midst of the pain, if you look for it, he's got a place of joy for you. Let's go to Isaiah 43. Isaiah 43, we're going to verse 18 and 19. And it reads, do not recall what happened of old, or ponder what happened of yore. I am about to do something new. Even now it shall come to pass. Suddenly you shall perceive it. So I love the line of the Most High saying, suddenly you shall perceive it. We as men and women try to plan out everything. We are all in some form or fashion a bit of a control freak. That's not how the Most High works. We cannot control our Creator. But the Most High says that, Shaddai says, you will perceive what I'm doing. In the midst of the change, in the midst of the drama, in the midst of the cycle of issues, the Most High will let you perceive where to break the cycle, or should you leap. If you're not meditating on the Most High's word, then you may take your flesh and your emotions as the Most High speaking to you. That's your flesh. That's how you feel in the moment. That's not the humble way of approaching it. Pain, hurt, and anger and fear should not be the emotions you make decisions out of. The Most High says, remember to have joy in the midst of the change and the pain. And here in this Isaiah 18, he says, do not recall what happened of old, or ponder what happened of yore. I am about to do something new. Even now it shall come to pass. Suddenly you shall perceive it. I will make a road through the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Now, this ain't on the map anywhere, but it's a river, it's a road for you. It's a path for you. Nobody else can see it but you, if you are locked in step with the Most High, if you are understanding this is how he moves. Let's go to Psalms 103. Psalms 103, verse 1 through 5. It says, O Dawid, Baraka the Most High, O my soul, all my being, holy, holy is his name. Baraka the Most High, O my soul, and do not forget all his bounties. He forgives all your sins, heals all your diseases. He redeems your life from the pit, surrounds you with steadfast love and mercy. Come on. Psalms 103. As we're going through change, how are we dealing with change? If you're not recalling the fact that the Most High has these tender mercies, that he has these bounties, that you know right around the corner is that blessing. They tell you in all these cliches, oh, if something bad's happened, must be something good is on the way. If you follow what the Most High is saying, then yeah, there's some righteousness. If you, in the midst of your trial and tribulation and your change, you are being righteous and doing as the scripture says, you're meditating on his word, then yes. But if not, that's a cliche and a lie, homie. What you'll find is the reoccurring doom. You'll get a little breath and a breather, but you won't come out of it. You're going through the cycle over and over again. Some call that change. That's not change. Change is when you break the cycle. Change is when you leap from the bounds, the shackles that's holding you to this cycle. The Most High brings tension to the relationships, brings tension to the scenarios. He uses, these spirits. I don't want to call emotions. You find people with these spirits that are unresting. You know what I mean? And the Most High has a way of you noticing these things and saying that's not of his way. It starts to be like red flags. Again, Psalms 103 of Dawid. Baraka is the Most High, my soul, all my being, his holy name. Baraka the Most High, O my soul, and do not forget all his bounties. He forgives all your sins, heals all your diseases. He redeems your life from the pit, surrounds you with steadfast love. He satisfies you with good things in the prime of life. Wait. I don't have to die and get a mansion. Wait, the Most High. You hear this, Brother Yuan? Come on. Brother Eran. The Most High says that he has it for you here on this earth. He satisfies you with good things in the prime of your life so that your youth is renewed like an eagle. Do we see those signals? Do we understand the change? Are we dealing with change in the manner that he would want us to? If not, we may find ourselves continuing this cycle. We have to speak the Most High into these problem areas, into these places that you're in the midst of change. You need to verbalize, claim the Most High in it. There are spirits, so many spirits around us. And if you are in tune with the Most High, then Baraka, because you may not feel him and see him. And when you're immersed and you have those demon spirits in you, you don't always realize it either. So there's a lot of demonic spirits around us that we don't recognize, but they're playing games. They're very much instrumental in straying. If you don't claim the Most High's name in the midst of your trial and tribulation, in the midst of your change, then they don't have anywhere to run to. They right there in your face. They ain't got to run. You ain't claiming them. You ain't saying nothing. You talking just like everybody else talking. In your change, you need to be claiming victory in the Most High. You need to speak on him in these changes, or they become cycles. Let's go to Daniel chapter 2, verse 20. Cycles are what we call habits, bad habits, right? Daniel chapter 2. Go on to verse 20 and 21. And it reads, Daniel spoke up and said, let the name of Shaddai be Baraka forever and ever, for wisdom and power is his. That's the type of affirmation you want to speak in the midst of your change. Not that the Most High gonna do this, gonna banish them, gonna lift me, gonna give me the victory. Y'all gonna see the Most High got me. That's not the standing on him I'm speaking of in your challenges. I know that you may have gotten that in Baptist churches and all of that. That's not how the Most High wants. He says, let the name of the Most High be Baraka forever and ever. So give Barakas, give blessings unto the Most High in the midst of your change. And says, for wisdom and power is his. Verse 21, he changes times and seasons, removes kings and installs kings. He gives the wise their wisdom and knowledge to those who know. That's the proclamation you make in the midst of your change. This is what you stand on as so much evil spirits are around you. This is how you banish them. They know the name of Shaddai. They know whom you speak of. The jinn has no win. Verse 20, Daniel spoke up and said, let the name of the Most High be Baraka, blessed forever and ever. For wisdom and power is Shaddai's. He changes times and seasons for the good and for the bad. Removes kings and installs kings. He gives the wise their wisdom and knowledge to those who know. 22, I'm going to go a little extra one. I wasn't supposed to go, but let's go. He reveals deep and hidden things, knows what is in the darkness, and light dwells with the Most High. So when I tell you constantly that the Most High is only a victor to the righteous, Most High is not giving victory to iniquity. That's death. That's dead men walking, dead women walking. The Most High is the creator or the God, for lesser words, of righteousness. So he says that he knows all the things of the dark, but the light resides with the Most High. That's how we claim the Most High in the midst, right? Because of why? Let's go to Malachi. Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. For I am the Most High, I have not changed, and you are the children of Jacob. You have not ceased to be. The Most High is very clear. He does not change. The world change. He sets the change. The change for his prophecy, the change for your good, the change for our community, giving us laws and statutes to live by that guarantees peace if we do. This nation, this world does not live by his 10 commandments. As the song Hezekiah, Babylon is falling, that I played in the beginning, you heard Creflo Dollar saying they done away with the law. And that the blood, the death of a human being that they killed is now all you need. They're saved by that. They can sin, they can do all because they're all born in sin, right? That's cop out. The Most High says, no, you stand on me. Wisdom is given unto you. I do not change. Therefore, you do not cease. We are still here by the grace and mercy of the Most High. No matter what trial and tribulation and change you're going through in your life, please know we're only here by the grace and mercy of our Creator. Let's go to Proverbs 18:5. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 5. It is not right to be partial to the guilty and subvert the innocent in judgment. This is the nation that we live in. It is not right. It says to be partial to the guilty. In our society, especially in the corporate, especially in the government, they have done so many atrocities, but they are still considered good. We, in our communities, deal with people constantly saying that it doesn't matter what they did, as long as they have the bag. If you have money in this nation, then your sins are wiped away. Not because of Jesus, but if you have enough money in this nation, it is well known for every human being, you can do away with all laws. You can do away with sentences. You can buy your jail sentence, your salvation, right? The Most High says, this is dead men walking. You wonder why Babylon is falling. They do not follow the law of the Most High. They believe mammon, the belief in money, is their God. And all these systems are that. Proverbs 18:5. It is not right to be partial to the guilty and subvert the innocent in judgment. Let's go to Proverbs 19, verse 2. And it says, a person without knowledge is surely not good. He who moves hurriedly blunders. A person without knowledge is surely not good. So if you are in cycles and you're not learning, that's acquiring knowledge. If you're going through cycles and you're going through changes and you are not actually observing, meditating, paying attention to why things are happening, should you participate, should you not participate, then you're not gaining knowledge. You're not learning from your lessons that the Most High is giving you constantly. It's a hard thing to say, but if you have no knowledge, you're not good. And it says, he who moves hurriedly blunders. That moves without thinking, speaks without thinking, just does. It's the same thing with the change, that you find yourself not thinking because you are following a system. You're only getting 4 hours of sleep. You're not resting. You're not meditating. You're not taking care of your body. You're eating the wrong things that are destroying your mental thought process. But you go to a church on a Sunday or to a mosque and you give all this praise, but during the week you subvert and go back to being with the guilty, to understanding that the innocent doesn't win, to understanding that evil is just ruling, to just giving in, not seeing that the Most High is giving you opportunities to break cycles for righteousness to win, and that he's needing you to stand up for us so that righteousness can win. If you're surrounded by evil and you're not standing for righteousness, how can righteousness ever win? If you're not being a testimony, if you're not listening to other testimonies, if you're not reading the testimonies of the prophets, how do you know that righteousness wins? This world is a hot mess, full of evil, full of liars, full of people making excuses, full of people moving hurriedly and blundering, people not learning from the lessons and the cycles that they're put in, not giving ear to the change and why. They say our people will die for lack of knowledge, will perish for a lack of knowledge. The Most High said to us that you will perceive it. He's going to do a new thing within you and you will perceive it. Not that a pastor had to tell you, not that an imam had to tell you, not that a rabbi had to tell you. So if the Most High is putting you through things and you are not paying attention to what he's putting you through, you're not paying attention to why he's making change in your life, then how can you deal with it? Tonight we're understanding the Most High says the way you deal with change is by being locked in with him and giving him praise and being righteous through your change. People, this nation is about to go under many changes. Our school systems, our economics, everything is changing. Maybe is Babylon falling? Regardless, is it a reset? Regardless, it's change. Are you prepared? Prepared as being with the Most High, because he changes not in the through all the kings he has taken down and the ones he's installed. Let's go to Daniel chapter 7. We only got 2 more verses. I'm gonna let you guys go. Daniel chapter 7. Verse 25. Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. He will speak words against the Most High. He will harass the holy ones of the Most High. He will think of changing times and laws, and they will be delivered into his power for a time and time, and time and a half, for a time, and time and a half. When I say that this nation is changing, that these prophecies of the Most High is coming to fruition right now, that we have been for a time in the beast's hand. They have changed the time since Caesar. This is not about a prophecy that they're about to change time again. They've changed it twice already, with the Julian calendar and now with the Gregorian calendar that we're presently under. Before that, we were all under the Hebraic calendar that was in your Bible. We are going to go through some things in these 4 years, in these next 10 years. These prophecies are coming to fruition right now, coming to reality right now. And it's change. In order to deal with change, be aligned with the Most High and do not have fear, because the Most High has said all these things would happen. And he said as they would happen, he has grace and mercy, new abound every day, renewed energy and love for us every day. When we sin and come back unto him, he has abound love for us. He does not remember yesterday. That's how we deal with change with the Most High. We're not dealing with the sins of yesterday. We're getting better. We're not having a guilt trip about what we did in the past or how bad we were or what we slipped at or what we still slip at today. No, we just constantly picking ourselves back up, knowing the Most High got grace and mercy. I'm going to wake up the next day fresh and do it better. Nobody wants your tears. Nobody wants to hear how you didn't mean to do it again. The Most High does not want to hear that. He does not give a care about why you slipped. He just wants you not to slip again. He just wants you to figure out how to not slip. Talk to the Most High about how you're not going to game. That's what the Most High wants to hear. Does not want to hear about the peer pressure this time. Doesn't really want to hear how hard you tried this time. The Most High does not care. All he wants to hear is how you're going to decide to do it right this time. Do you realize how much time we would not waste if we approached our change and our challenges and our trials and tribulations in that manner, with that understanding? That's for the wise. That's for the ones that get knowledge through their trials and tribulations. That's the ones that's not afraid of their trials and tribulations, and they use them as testimonies because they overcame them. The Most High made us overcomers. Oh man, truth matters. I'm sorry they not giving you the notifications. I sent it out for it and everything. Man, thank you for tuning in though. So there is no fear. knowing that the Most High has written these prophecies, knowing that these things are coming, knowing that he says he's got grace and mercy for us, that we wake up anew every day, and he does not care about what sin we did, and Dawn Show does not want to hear why we went left and how hard we tried and how long we were doing good up until we slipped. Most High does not want to hear it. Just wants to know how you gonna get it right. Because change he brings for you to get it right. Trials and tribulations he brings to you for you to get it right. So that's all he really wants to hear is how you gonna get it right. Let's go to our last verse for the night. Psalms 102. Verses 26 through 29. Psalms 102, verse 26, it says, of old you established the earth. The heavens are the work of your hands, Shaddai. They shall perish, but you shall endure. So here in Psalms, it's clear that this entire earth can perish, but the Most High will not. Now we know we have the prophecy that the Most High is going to bring his kingdom to this earth, but it's going to be a very different earth than what it is now. As we're going to have Leviathan, as we're going to have great wars, Armageddon and Megiddo, we're going to have the Gog and Magog war. All that's happening now. We even got the Ezekiel dry bones that's got to crack off. But know that when the Most High brings his kingdom, it's going to be on a renewed earth. It's not going to be this polluted place that we are presently in. That's why his prophecies is going to be full of volcanoes and full of earthquakes and hurricanes that are going to cleanse this earth. He says, they shall perish, but you shall endure. They shall all wear out like a garment. You change them like clothing, and they pass away. The Most High changes over the earth and all things in it. Verse 28, but you are the same, and your years never end. Verse 29, Psalms 102, may the children of your servants dwell securely, that's us, and their offspring endure in your presence. That's what we teach our children, to love the Most High so they can endure in his presence, because our children are going to be the ones that's going to see most of this. As I said, change intimately, locally, nationally, and internationally is happening at every second. And I spoke of my age group. We are the ones that are now making the changeover from our parents now either getting sick and elderly or passing away. So we are now the leaders of our families. What are we instituting? What are we standing on with our families? Are we going to allow them to fall in these traps with no one ever telling them? They may not accept it. That's not on you. But standing on the Most High in the midst of change and challenges, our youth, they're going to see these prophecies of Gog and Magog happen. They're going to witness Armageddon and Megiddo. Are they going to have a firm understanding in the Most High of how to deal with changes? Are they going to see it from you? Are they going to learn from you that it's not about what you've done, it's about what you're going to do? Are your children going to learn that? Because that's what the Most High is going to require. And it's going to be a lot faster decisions they're going to have to make than we do. So it's on us to prepare our next generation to know the Most High and how he works and how to deal with the changes that he brings. That the Most High is cleansing when he changes. And that when you are going through change, you are also cleansing. You are also letting go of the old, becoming better, evolving, as they say. So embrace your change, embrace your challenges, love the Most High, proclaim him in the midst of your challenges, your cycles, your challenges, your trials and tribulations. Yes, my brother, all praises, my brother Adon. I'm so glad that it fit. I'm so glad that you were able to come in on this night. You have been missing because you were going through so much change and challenges. So I pray that these scriptures actually gave you some answers and renewed you in the Most High, knowing that all these things are for a reason. You just got to be steadfast in his meditation to see where he's moving you, and be patient Patience is a virtue. Why? Because you are having faith. When you have patience in the Most High, it's your faith. It's knowing that he's going to do. Now, the New Age science will tell you that karma, that you bring everything to you, that you can put up a vision board. That's the same thing you're doing when you have patience in the Most High. When you have spoken his name, you invoked him, and you have called upon him to do so, and you are patiently waiting for it to come to pass. That's faith. Knowing that you have put your request in, knowing that you've asked to cleanse your sins, knowing that you are walking in this path and just patiently waiting. That's the virtue. That's the faith. So make the change in yourself and watch the Most High do it around you. All praises unto the Most High, man. We will see you guys on Wednesday night for Cultural Appropriation. Me shalom. All praises. It's